This video is for educational purposes. They said we'd never go back. They said the moon was a closed chapter in a forgotten book, a relic of a race we'd already won. But while the world was looking away, the countdown started again. Deep in the heart of Florida, something massive was waking up. A giant of steel and fire. What is up, Orbit Odysseys? The wait is officially over. Artemis II has just shattered 50 years of lunar silence, and it's about to change everything we know about our future. Today, we are breaking down the mission that just happened, the secret pivot that's rewriting history, and why we aren't just visiting the moon anymore. We're moving in permanently. We're talking record-breaking distances, a fundamental redesign of NASA's entire strategy, and a $20 billion lunar city that's closer to reality than you think. Stick around, because what NASA just revealed is far more ambitious and far more dangerous than anything we saw in the Apollo era. This isn't just space travel, it's colonization. 4 humans, 1 mission, and a journey that took them further into the dark than any human in history. Their story is just the beginning of the Odyssey. Forget the space station, forget the flybys. NASA just officially hit the gas on the ignition strategy. Phase 1 is officially complete, and the stakes have never been higher. If you think this is just another moonshot, you're wrong. This is the start of a 7-minute cinematic odyssey into the new final frontier. Don't go anywhere. Buckle up. This is the story of how we reclaim the heavens. This is the Artemis Odyssey. Let's get into it. April 1st, 2026, 6:35 p.m. The air at Pad 39B was thick with more than just humidity. It was heavy with the weight of 50 years of expectation and hope. 10, 9, 8. As the clock hit 0, the ground beneath Merritt Island began to groan under the sheer power of millions of pounds of propellant. When the SLS roared to life, it wasn't just a rocket launch. It was a scream from the soul of humanity, finally echoing back into the stars once again. Integrity, the Orion capsule, carried the dreams of billions. This was the moment the silence of half a century was finally, triumphantly broken. We were going back, pushing through max Q, the point of maximum aerodynamic stress. The rocket held firm, a testament to the engineering that's been decades in the making. Booster separation. The first weight was shed. Now the core stage took over, driving the crew higher and faster than anything else on Earth. Ascent was perfect. Every sensor on the SLS was screaming success as the crew felt the crushing weight of gravity begin to fade into the freedom of orbit. Orbit achieved. The first hurdle was cleared. Now, the crew of 4 was officially on a collision course with Destiny and the lunar vicinity. In the quiet of orbit, the real work began. Every system was checked, double-checked, and triple-checked. There is no room for error when you're 200,000 miles from home. Meet the pioneers. Reed Wiseman, the commander. A veteran with the steady hands needed to guide humanity's most important voyage in generations. Victor Glover, the pilot. The first person of color to leave Earth's orbit, carrying the legacy and the future of exploration on his shoulders. Christina Koch, mission specialist. A record breaker in her own right, bringing elite scientific expertise and endurance to the deep space environment. And Jeremy Hansen, representing the Canadian Space Agency. A symbol of the international partnership that makes the Artemis program possible. They aren't just a crew, they are a single unit, trained to the peak of human capability. Years of preparation for 10 days of history. The TLI burn sent them screaming out of Earth's orbit and toward the moon. No turning back now? The 700,000-mile odyssey had truly begun. The coast is a test of patience and endurance. For 3 days, they traveled through the vast nothingness between worlds, watched by the entire planet below. Life in deep space is a ritual of survival. Every meal, every breath, every hour of sleep is managed by the most advanced life support ever built. On day 6, they saw it. Earth, a fragile blue marble, setting behind the jagged, desolate horizon of the moon. A view only a handful of humans have ever seen. They were just 4,000 miles away. So close they could see the scars of billions of years of cosmic history. The moon wasn't just a target, it was a destination, passing over the far side in total radio silence. For those moments, they were the most isolated humans in existence, mapping the terrain for those who would follow. The tech behind this is mind-blowing. The SLS is the most powerful rocket ever built, producing 8.8 million pounds of thrust. It's raw, controlled power. But it wasn't all easy. Engineers had to solve the char loss issue from Artemis I, ensuring the shield could handle the 5,000-degree heat of re-entry. Inside Orion, it's a digital fortress, advanced radiation shielding and enough computing power to guide a city, all packed into a 5-meter-wide capsule. And those suits? The Axim-U is 20 pounds lighter, more flexible, and designed for 8-hour marathons on the lunar surface. It's the ultimate survival gear. But then came the pivot. In late 2025, NASA leadership made a shock announcement. The mission was no longer about orbiting, it was about landing. Fast. The Lunar Gateway, the planned space station, was put on hold. All resources were redirected to ignition, a direct-to-surface strategy for a permanent base. It was a gamble driven by budget cuts and the need for speed. NASA had to choose, a station in the air or boots on the ground. They chose the ground. China is breathing down our necks. With their 2030 landing deadline looming, the Artemis program had to evolve or risk being left in the lunar dust. The world was watching. For a moment, the divisions of Earth were forgotten as we looked up together, seeing ourselves reflected in those 4 brave souls. From out there, the politics disappear. You don't see borders or conflict, you just see home. A tiny, lonely home in the vastness that we must protect. We are the grandchildren of Apollo. We aren't just going back for glory or a flag, we're going back to stay for the benefit of everyone left behind on Earth. So what's next? Artemis III. No longer a landing, it's now a critical deep space demonstration in LEO, testing the docking systems that will save lives. 2028. That's the new target for the first human boots on the moon in over 50 years. The South Pole, with its hidden ice and secrets, is the ultimate goal. By 2032, we're talking a $20 billion permanent base. A lunar city that will serve as the jumping-off point for the first human mission to Mars. The Artemis Odyssey has only just begun. We are witnessing history being written in real time, and it's more exciting than we ever imagined. What a time to be alive. Don't miss a single step of this incredible journey. Subscribe to Orbit Odysseys and join us as we conquer the stars together. Let's go. Thanks for watching Orbit Odysseys. The future is lunar. See you in the next one.